It will be looked into why Chris Larson and Ripple invested so much in Layer 3. I know a lot about Solana news. We will look at the background of cases that the secretary has brought and what these companies did after being sued, but we won't go into too much detail. Ado stays where they are. Calm down, and let's begin. For those of you keeping score at home, we're now at $58,586. The value of all cryptocurrencies on the market is $215 billion. Bitcoin has gone up by 1.18% in the last 24 hours to $2,565. The USDT and USDC have both gone back to their dollar pigs. A support point has still not been found for XRP. After this, we'll move on. Should we be going up or down? To be honest, I think Bitcoin will try to break through the 66,000 limit. If that does happen, you can sound the bells to let everyone know that the bull run has begun and get ready to go. We are likely to get back to the $50,000 range if we can avoid that and stay in this cut zone. Even though there is a CME gap that doesn't need to be filled, I think it doesn't happen very often. These two gaps will finally close, and right now they are about $52,000 apart. For those who haven't already, now is the best time to get a TLN coin. People, you have to get some because it's only at Walmart. $500 million, everyone is interested in where to get the next 50XO coin and what the next gem is. That's it, folks. Which came out at 3 cents and will be used as the game's currency in a number of Web3 games with betting systems in the metaverse. It's at 35 cents right now. The next step will be up. You should start getting it right now. This is a cute little rainbow chart made in partnership with Bitmart. We find it funny that these charts always show Bitcoin for XRP. All we see is that they keep changing the Bitcoin channel's color. This is the XRP chart for those of you who have been following along. Are you all set? Okay, I'm ready for this $121 XRP. I'm ready for it. It makes me happy if XRP makes between $5 and $10 this cycle. I've been doing this since 2017. I'm so happy, man. If things get even better, I won't be upset about it. A man is ripped off of $5 to $10, and it will be bad for us if we don't get more than that. The main reason for this is that we've been stuck in this ridiculous range. Even though we are having problems, I am confident that we will eventually succeed and that institutional capital will enter the market when we get the ETF in 2025. I'll take care of this correctly, since the trust shows that there is desire for the asset right now. In the end happened. David slammed the door shut. David shut the door on the riddles yesterday by saying they were silly, instead of adding to riddles is nonsense. When I do, why don't you call him out? Ask the crypto guy. They say I'm speaking a secret language, which I take to mean that he has to say it for some reason. Instead, I try to choke them out and use good reasons to counter their nonsense. That's it. Schwartz. His plan to stop the riddlers didn't work until 2017. Are there going to be puzzles from now on? Okay, let's be honest. There are likely to be 100 puzzles that come from Schwartz's answer right now. You trust them, even though you don't think he has a plan. You know that I don't agree with this. I'm not here to say who is right or wrong. What kinds of games has Schwartz played, right? These are people, I don't know, right? They are in charge of Ripple. I like the way they write. A $10 million loan was given to a yellow peer-to-peer liquidity node SL token solution with almost no delay, thanks to Chris Elson. We haven't heard from Elson in a while, so this movie will look at the fastest matching engine on the XRPL EVM seaside chains. It only takes a few milliseconds to make sure that SL clearing settlement happens. We are going to talk about Ethereum's third level. Who is the person in yellow? What should they do? They want you to pay attention to what they have to say about Ripple's strategic fundraising round. Okay, let's move on to your first question. To everyone who is new to the project, please accept my warmest welcomes. I'm Lou B, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Yellow Network. The Yellow Network is a part of Yellow, a larger company that does a lot of different things, but mostly works in the trading and blockchain fields. Then what is Yellow? In its core, Yellow is not a blockchain. Instead, it is a peer-to-peer network that sits on top of all blockchains. When blocks are committed, there is delay, but that doesn't affect this peer-to-peer network because it's not a blockchain. This doesn't change. We quickly took a picture to show the purchase. Crystal Sun is supporting the $10 million Siege fundraising round for DV Vision, which was produced by Ripple. I'm interested in how a company like DVision talks to Ripple or tries to get money from it. One thing leads to another. Let's figure out the exact link within Ripple. For this reason, I only had 2 seconds to watch this show. If I wanted to put money into this company, I would have turned it off. That means something is getting ready to cook. Brewing and breaking Coinbase has said that they will be going to Solana with their local. You can see that Selena is moving very quickly. I've been giving talks. I've been having conversations. The only reason I don't buy more salsa is that it was too expensive for me. I'd buy more if the price wasn't so-so. If it's not up to par, I'll definitely buy more. I need to worry about my fellow DKS. This is where I need to DCAA into ARBVO if VO goes back to the 1 cent range. I'm down a lot there. I'm going to stay out of the way and offer help from afar while also putting a lot of money into VO. I'll put in a small amount of money and keep a close eye on where the markets go. Hey everyone, guess what? Solana isn't the best way to pay. The head of Uphold Research talks about how you can tell that Ethereum isn't the best way to make payments. In any case, XRPL and PH are being changed into other currencies right now. They said that their stablecoin would be available to Filipinos on the Solana system. I want you to pay attention to Solana, because the US stablecoin rules won't allow anyone to use Tether. A study from 2024 by Investment Research says that new laws in the US about stablecoins will create the groundwork for stable currencies. It talks about a new stablecoin coming. To the US, it won't be the same as the Tether, look like the Tether, or do anything else. This is something I want to talk about when we look at the records of the people the SEC has sued. The US Senate introduced a plan in April that would give US banks an incentive to make stablecoins. This could hurt non-bank stablecoin issuers and non-U.S organizations like Tether in the future. With its Citigroup consensus software, Bank of America is in fact making changes in the market. These are now known as Goldman Sachs. For a reason, the SEC charged Enron, Wildcard, and all of these other companies. They wanted to slow them down, get a piece of the action, and find out what was really going on behind closed doors. Now that we know why the SEC sued all of these companies, let's look at why they chose to go after Ripple. For instance, they might see that Ripple is a danger, has a lot of money, and is trying to change the market for digital payments. There is a reason for this. Why are you being sued by Ripple when they were after you because they thought you were a threat? Slow them down and really try to look behind their backs and see what they're doing. That's exactly what the SEC did during this court series. They were sued by the SEC to find out what was going on. But I don't think they'll sue any of these other businesses because they don't see a danger and don't see how well Ripple has done with central banks and big groups like the IMF and BRICS. We see a rise in the stock prices of these other companies after the SEC case ended. There are many themes like this, though. The plan is for things to really blow up and then end with a boom in a few weeks. We need to make plans for 2 weeks or more. What should they do now that the SEC is going to leave them alone and the lawsuit against the SEC is over? Since the case is mostly about XRP and how Ripple uses and sells it, what will happen to the currency? If you understand it properly, this lawsuit wasn't really about Ripple. It was about Ripple and XRP. If XRP hadn't been involved, the SEC would have left Ripple alone. Instead, they were going after them for using XRP. So we look at past data to see what happened with these companies and their stocks. We know about the story about how Facebook and Amazon lost it all and went crazy. What do we really think will happen to the price of XRP if I had to guess? I'm willing to bet that 2025 will be a very strong year.